The most anticipated series of the first round of the WNBA playoffs took place early Sunday afternoon, and you had the Connecticut Sun delivering a defensive masterclass, shutting down Caitlyn Clark and the red-hot Indiana Fever. The Fever would come into Sunday afternoon hoisting the second-best offense in the WNBA since June 1st. All of their transition play and heliocentric Clark ball was smothered by the Sun and their unique adjustment led by head coach Stephanie White. Let's start the game off looking at these adjustments from opening tip-off. As you see, when Clark gets the ball, DeWanna Bonner is on her instead of Carrington, providing a new look. And the Indiana Fever goes into their opening set, Iverson ball screen to attack the Connecticut Sun's drop coverage with Alyssa Thomas right there playing back, and it's a pull-up jumper for the bait. After a make by the Sun, the Fever quickly get into their offense, trying to set up this early action with the guards in Boston. And as Kelsey Mitchell goes to set up this split action, Bonner and Carrington get stuck on Mitchell, leaving an open three, but a late contest throws off the make. And right here on the third possession, you can see the adjustments really on display. You have Bria Jones on Aaliyah Boston. You have Alyssa Thomas lurking on the backside towards the rim. And you have Dejanay Carrington on Kelsey Mitchell to match quickness. And you have DeWanna Bonner on Caitlyn Clark for the length to disrupt her shot. As you see, the ball flows there. And as this pass is not made right here, the momentary openness is gone. And then you flow into some more action. Carrington denies and just hounds her and really denies her the ball. And even here, when Clark finally gets the ball, Dejanay is doing such a great job getting over and navigating the screen. It just blows up the action. And on this sideline out of bounds action, you see another communication miscue where two go with Mitchell as she's cutting through, leaving an open shot for Clark again. But again, the length disrupts for the shot again, leading to another miss. The Fever would start the game off with a lot of guard-to-guard actions, and it would lead to a lot of success. So this is something they can look forward to for Game 2. And this is something the Fever can flirt with more next game when Boston is guarded by Bria Jones, the two-man game between her and Clark, and just play out of that. That will lead to good shots, forcing the switch because Bonner is too small for Boston. Right here, the Indiana Fever were attempting a matchup hunt again. They wanted Boston to come off the screen with the guard on her to set another ball screen on Bonner to force the switch, and then you get an easy duck in and post up. But with Bria Jones top locking it, it just essentially blows up the whole action from that point on. Now they try to flow into some DHO action here, but DeWanna Bonner is denying it and does a great job with her length to negate the catch. And right here, Aaliyah Boston then flows into a stagnant post up, which leads to just another turnover. Right here is another problem that the Sun pose, as when you call for a ball screen and switch, usually you get a big on you and it's a mixed match. But Alyssa Thomas is the best perimeter defending big in the league today. As she moves her feet well, it just stagnates the play, kills the shot clock as you see 5 seconds left, and another stagnant possession leading to a miss. As Kelsey Mitchell runs a ball screen, the nail help blows up the action, leading to an idle pass up top to Boston. And as Aaliyah Boston looks for Caitlyn Clark to play the two-man game, DeWanna Bonner's lift as Caitlyn Clark makes a little sidestep allows her to recover and contest, and leading to another miss. The Indiana Fever to end the quarter are trying to set up this ghost flare action out of the horn set, but Carrington and Bonner both stick with their initial matchups, and Bonner's length allows her to deter and block the shot out of bounds. Right here to start the third, the Fever go to an empty ball screen, but a new coverage is thrown at Clark with this trap right here, leading to her swinging the ball up top to Aaliyah Boston. But this stunt by Carrington throws off Boston as she misses an open corner 3 pass, and it allows the defense to get back in their shell and lead into a contested 3-point shot by Lexi Hull for the miss. Right here, Boston and Clark flow into another two-man action, but when she's trapped, she dribbles backwards, and you just cannot do that at this level because it leads to a turnover as the defender jumps to play. On this sideline out of bounds play, there's a lot going off as Caitlyn tries to come off the zipper cut. Carrington's done a great job sticking to her. It's truly amazing how she sticks to her. And Marina is doing a good job denying her the ball off the screen so she can't catch a clear look if she gets off of Carrington. Carrington sticks with her, and as the team just sets back up in the shell, Clark is denied and then flows into some opposite action with a contested mid-range jumper. Right here, the Indiana Fever are trying to set up this double drag action, but the angles are set off with who sets what screen, allowing Alyssa Thomas to switch on Caitlyn Clark, which they don't want, and leads to a contested deep three. To stop the Fever's transition, you have to stop Clark. And look at what Marina's doing. Just forget everybody else. We're going to find Clark, stop her. That's the best transition player. Take her out to play, and look, a contested jacked up three. Right here in the fourth, Indiana's going to try to run some swing action, leading to an away ball screen from Boston on Clark to try to get her a nice clean look for three. However, they really do a good job locking and trailing. Look at that. And then look at this little mini gap and stunt to turn the pass to the cutter when she's cutting through, leading to that play being blown up. And now you have a Kelsey Mitchell, Leah Boston two-man game. And the Sun wants to live with that. Anybody but Clark. Connecticut Sun put on an absolute masterclass Sunday afternoon, and a lot of it's to do with Stephanie White and the team overall. Honestly, all of it. I mean, let's think about it. They forced the Fever into 13 turnovers. They even beat the Fever at their own game in transition, winning the transition battle by 9 points and holding Indiana to 9 points alone. And just looking at the matchup overall, going into this, 3 out of the 8 highest turnover percentage games that Indiana had was against the Connecticut Sun. Their first highest turnover game, their fourth and their 8th. So that's just already a recipe for disaster. You have the interior size mismatch with them winning the battle by 14 points, 50-36. And then it's just, where can Indiana make that up, especially if they're not hitting threes, you're not forcing turnovers, you're not winning the rebound and points in the paints battle. You need these extra possessions, especially if you're not going to hit threes. And as far as Clark, I think what we saw, we may see a little bit better. I mean, I would like to see more ghost screens between the Fever, the guards, to try to get them in movement and just try to test the communication. But personnel-wise, this just seems like a bad matchup. And honestly, Kelsey Mitchell may be the difference maker this series if she can just go berserk, because they don't want Clark to go crazy because of the scoring and playmaking. But more Kelsey Mitchell reps equals less playmaking and probably more turnovers, as she did turn the ball over a handful of times today. So let's just see how Indiana adjusts in game 2 and see if the Connecticut Sun can keep this up. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think of this matchup, and can the Indiana Fever come back from this atrocious game 1?